friends, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel. I am so happy to have you here. My name is Brittany. This is baby Groot. Say hi, Papa. Say hi. Not to me, silly. And today is another Disney cruise video, if you can tell by my shirt. There has been a lot of cruise content on our channel lately, and that is because we just got back from our Disney cruise, our second Disney cruise, and I wanted to get all this information out to you guys when it was fresh in my mind and I could remember all the details and everything like that. So I hope you don't mind all the cruise content. I'll try to space it out with other videos as much as I can, but it's also really exciting and it's something new to bring to our channel, so I'm excited to share it with you. Today's video, let me bring you guys in, you seem very far. Okay, today's video is all about our cruise tips and tricks, things that I think you guys should know before you go on your cruise. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, leave them in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram. I'd be happy to answer them directly, but this is just kind of all the generic stuff that I want to cover with you. So yeah, let's just jump right on into it. So the first tip, we're going to start from day one, your embarkation day, your set sail day, when you arrive at the port. So if you've never been on a Disney cruise before, when you arrive at the port, no matter how you get there, through Disney transportation, hotel transportation, driving, whatever, there will be porters there to collect your luggage. It is customary to tip a couple of dollars per bag for the porters who are taking your luggage. They will take your luggage from there, and Disney will send you little tags that match your stateroom and your information, and those will end up in your room later that night. The important thing to remember about that is you will not have access into your luggage until your stateroom becomes available, if not a little bit after. On our honeymoon, which was not this cruise, it was the cruise before, we didn't get into our stateroom until like 4 or 5 o'clock at night. This cruise, we actually got into our stateroom between 1 and 2, but our luggage was not there until much later on. So anything that you will need that first day, medication, your travel documents, all your passports, IDs, everything like that, swimsuits if you're planning to go into the pool, sunscreen, everything like that needs to be in a day bag. A backpack works great. I usually take one of my Loungefly bags that's back there. Those work great. You can always take like a bigger bag, especially if you have kids, that sort of thing. They will not let you take your full suitcase onto the ship with you. Not that you would want to. I did, however, see this trip people taking carry-ons with them, so maybe you're allowed to do that. Maybe that seems like a lot of luggage to carry around and try to leave like by the pool or whatever it is you're doing your first day. So I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend a backpack. Maybe each person has their backpack that has their swimsuit in it, whatever, like a big purse, big like beach bag, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend carrying your carry-on with you, but some people did. They let them on this time, I don't know. But I will definitely recommend you have your travel documents, everything that you will need that first day. And like I said, your stateroom will become available depending on your cruise. We've had 2 different times, so I'm not going to give you an exact time, but ranging a couple hours after you get on the boat. So what should you do once you get onto the boat? There are a couple of options. You can obviously go up to the top deck, the pool will be open, all that sort of stuff. You can go swimming, hang out there. The other thing is lunch is always served as soon as you get on the boat. You get around on the boat around between 11 and noon is when they start boarding. And so lunch is usually always being served about that time. So there's usually 2 places to have lunch on every cruise ship. One of the sit-down dining locations on the Magic, which is the cruise ship we went on. It is typically Lumiere's is the lunch location your first day. If you don't want to eat at the sit-down dining location, have a longer lunch. You want to have maybe a shorter lunch. You can get to exploring the boat. Cabanas is the buffet on the Magic. I don't know if it's the buffet on all the ships, but it definitely is on the Magic. Anyways, the buffet is always open as well, and you can always ask a crew member. They will point you in the direction of the buffet, and you can go have a quick sit-down lunch there, buffet-style lunch there. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing that we love to do when we get on, because we're usually at that point starving. We've been at the port for a couple of hours. So that's usually the first thing we do. The other thing that we like to do is just kind of exploring the boat, get the lay of the land, you know, figure out where everything is. If you do have children, you're checking them into the kids club, do recommend doing it at this time. The kids clubs are usually open for open house, so you are able to go walk around, meet their counselors, see who they can spend the cruise with, feel really comfortable with that, get them signed up. If you have very little ones, they have security bands that they give them, so that way they cannot leave the kids club without you being present to check them out. That gets them in and out of the kids club. So you can sign them up during this time while there's really nothing else going on. Is a great time to take opportunity to do that. So then just kind of explore, see everything, swim if you'd like. get a drink, whatever. And then there is the sail away party. They have a couple different names depending on, anyways, they have a couple of different names depending on the time of season and the boat that you are on. But there's always a sail away party when you leave the dock, about the time you leave the dock, up at the top. So go up there. Usually it's deck 9 on the smaller ships. I don't know what deck it is on the larger ships like the Fantasy, but they'll tell you, they'll make announcements. Oh, before that, I forgot. You have your mandatory muster drill. It's not called muster on Disney Cruise Line. Don't remember what it's called, but on your Key to the World card, there is a muster station. In your stateroom, there is your muster station. And essentially what that means is on any cruise ship you go on, it is required by law for them to have a meeting place for you if there should be an emergency and to show you where that meeting place is. So it is on there. They make announcements throughout the entire time in your stateroom or anything. You must be at this drill. They will take roll and find out if you were not there, and they will come and find you. Everything's closed during this time. There's something else you would be doing except for hanging in your stateroom, and they won't let you do that either. So go to your muster station. Don't ruin everybody else's cruise by making them wait. Go to your drill. Be there. It's very quick as long as you show up on time. They just kind of tell you if this is for your meeting, bring your life jackets if you in an actual emergency, not for your drill. Yeah, that is basically it. So do that. Then you will go to your sail away party. Like I said, I would not recommend missing this, although you obviously don't have to go. It is usually fun. It's a really great way to start the trip. Get really hyped, get really excited. I always recommend going to the deck above. So like I said, on the smaller boats, it's usually deck 9. Groot! Like I said, on the smaller boats, it's usually deck 9 is where the main pool is and where the party will be. I always recommend going to deck 10. You have a better view. There's usually people up there. If you get there, maybe 20 minutes before, 30 minutes before. So I recommend going up there. It's less crowded. I don't love dealing with super crazy crowds, so I recommend that. Yeah, so you have solo party, and then you can basically do whatever you want. The other thing that I recommend is going to your dining rotation. So the way that Disney Cruise Lines are set up is you have between 3 and 4, I think, different restaurants. Magic has 3 different restaurants that are all differently themed. We had Lumiere's, Animator's Palette, and Rapunzel's Royal Table. And they're all 3 different themed restaurants. They're all at 3 different locations. Your dining team does travel with you, so you will have the same waiter, assistant waiter, and head waiter throughout your entire cruise, which is really cool. You'll just go to a different restaurant. So it's really fun. You get to experience something different every single night of your trip. And I recommend going to dining rotation. You don't have to go. You can definitely go to the buffet if you choose for dinner, but I definitely recommend going. And if you're not planning to go every single night, maybe you're like, oh no, but I want to do like all these fun things, and my kids want to do all these fun things, then okay, maybe the next night plan to go your dining rotation. At least get that experience. It's really amazing, super great food. You get appetizer, soup, entree, dessert, all of it, no extra cost to you. It's already included in the cost of your trip. So I recommend going to your dining rotation. It's super amazing. The other thing I recommend is going to your evening shows. Every single night on your voyage, you will have a Broadway style show in the Walt Disney Theater, and they are spectacular. They are so amazing, and I recommend 100% going to them. I swear if you go to the first night, you will not want to miss a single one because they are so incredible. So incredible. So I recommend that. That is my recommendation to you. So that is all about your embarkation day and kind of just what to expect, my store tips on board. Let's talk about a couple of things that I think you should pack for your trip. The first thing I recommend is bringing a jacket. I don't care where you're going. I don't care if it's the middle of summer and you're going to the Bahamas or the Caribbean. It's always hot there. When it gets kind of stormy and cloudy or at nighttime, it gets a little bit chilly. So I always recommend bringing a jacket with you, even just a lightweight jacket that you can throw on. It also gets kind of chilly in the theater and the dining rooms, so bringing a jacket is super nice as well. The other thing I recommend, obviously sunscreen, especially if you're going somewhere hot. Also, maybe you consider bringing some air freshener. It is a very small stateroom, very small bathroom that you must share with everybody who is in that room with you. So bringing some air freshener or some room spray can really help not make that room feel so tight and small. Another thing not to bring, you cannot bring extension cords. Some people tell you to bring extension cords on because there's too few outlets. I've never had an issue with having too few outlets, and I charge a lot of things because I vlog my trips. So I've never had an issue with it. If you do find you have an issue with it, I would recommend maybe charging some of your technology during the day. Most of the time you can't have your phone, so maybe leave someone's phone to charge during the day so you don't have to charge it overnight. But don't bring an extension cord. You're not allowed to bring it on the boat. They will confiscate it from you. So if you read that, don't bring that. My other tip, not really what to bring, but something to do, is fish extenders. I talked about fish extenders, I think, in every single one of our videos. It is super amazing. Essentially, just to kind of recap it really quick, you sign up on a Facebook page, you can pick the amount of staterooms you want to have, 5, 10, 15, 20, and essentially you make gifts to give to all of those people in your group, and then they will make gifts to give to you. So if you sign up for 5 staterooms, then you will get 4 sets of presents, whatever. You can buy a fish extender, I think it's called a fish extender, I don't know, but like the holder that goes outside your stateroom. People leave gifts in there. Off Etsy, you can make them yourself, look them up on Pinterest, that sort of thing. So you can definitely take part in that. We totally recommend it. It is super, super fun. You also kind of get to meet people throughout your trip doing that. So I definitely recommend looking into that before you set sail on your trip. The other thing I recommend doing before you set sail is making sure you have the right travel documents. If you are not going through a travel agent, it is up to you to make sure you have the right travel documents. Your travel agent will let you know what you need, and then you can go gather it and make sure everyone in your party has it. If you're not going through a travel agent, you need to look up on the Disney Cruise Line website, pick what destination you're going to. It'll tell you what kind of documents you need. And make sure you have these in advance time. Passports can take 90 days to get, and you don't want to be 2 months out from your cruise and stressing about receiving your passport. So make sure you get them an ample amount of time. Last thing I want to talk about, kind of tip-wise that I can think of, is your debarkation day, the last day of your trip. Your last day of your trip is set up kind of organized chaos, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's very fast-paced. So the last day of your trip, you are expected to be out of your stateroom by 8 o'clock typically, depending on what time you arrive at port, but typically it is fairly early. The other thing is you will have breakfast in the restaurant that you had dinner at the last night of your cruise. So say you're on the Magic, you had dinner in Lumiere's, you will have breakfast in Lumiere's following morning. You can also eat at Cabanas. They are open for a couple of hours if you'd rather do that. And you'll get all this information. They're very good at communicating. It is on your TV. They'll leave a paper in your room. Your waiter or waitress will tell you the night before as well. Depending on which dining rotation you have, depends on when you eat, they will inform you of that. But you need to have everything out of your room and be ready to disembark the ship, because shortly after breakfast, you will sit somewhere on board waiting for them to call your luggage tag, which is another important part. So the night before your last day of your cruise, they will leave luggage tags that are character coded, so Tinkerbell, Mickey, Chip and Dale, whatever, in your stateroom. And you can take these luggage tags and put them on your big luggage that you're planning to fly home with, and leave them outside your door before 10 p.m. the night before debarkation day, and Disney will take them and take them off the boat for you. You will collect them before you go through customs to get back into the U.S. Now, one important thing to note about this, you will not see that luggage between 10 p.m. when you leave it outside your door and whenever you get off the boat. So you will have to keep clothes for the following morning, toothbrush, shampoo, whatever you need to shower, deodorant, medication, chargers, that sort of thing out with you, and then have a bag to carry off with you when you get off the boat. Now, here's my tip. I typically, my day bag that I take on the boat is typically not big enough for me to get off the boat with. I take way less onto the boat because I can definitely suffice for 6 hours, just kind of hanging out on the boat with having my bathing suit, my travel documents, and like a portable charger with me. But when I get off the boat, I have to have my toothbrush and my pajamas usually from the night before, that sort of thing. So my recommendation is to make sure that your day bag you take on the boat or have an extra one to take off the boat that is a good decent size for you to carry all of that, keeping that in mind. Some people take a travel-on, so they can throw all their party stuff in that one carry-on, sorry, carry-on, making up words here, carry-on, so they can carry all their family stuff off in that carry-on the day of the embarkation. My other recommendation to you is typically what we do is after dinner before our show, we will go back to our rooms, typically anytime before 10 o'clock. We will go back to our room and we will change out of whatever we wore that day or that evening, change out of that, and then change into the outfit we plan to wear off the boat the following morning. We're only going to be wearing it for a couple hours that night around the ship. And then that way, in our carry-off bag, all we have to pack is our pajamas from the night before. We don't have to pack pajamas and the previous day's outfits. It's already packed in the bag, and then we'll put our bags outside and let them be collected. So that's my recommendation. I think that's a pretty nifty tip. I've actually seen a lot of people do it because I've seen them the night before, and then the following morning of debarkation wearing the same outfit. And I'm like, that's what I do, girl. I feel you. It's smart. And yeah, after that you will get off the boat. It is a pretty easy process. You scan your Keep to the World card so you know that you have exited the ship. You will go down the ramp and they'll lead you to where you collect your bags. They're all, again, coded by those different characters. They try to keep them together, but it doesn't always work. And then you just collect your bags, go through customs, and then go off to wherever the rest of your trip takes you. Yeah, so that is all my simple overview tips for a Disney cruise. I hope that this video was helpful to you. Again, if you have any specific questions or concerns, shoot them in the comments, shoot me a DM, anything like that. I would be happy to answer them for you. If there's a lot of questions coming back, or I can think of a ton more tips that are specific, I will definitely make a part 2 to this video. That is it for me, friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you, and Groot will see you as well, in our next video. Bye, friends!